Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. My name is 𝗕𝗂𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗵. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer for SimplAI. Today, we're here for a discussion of our platform, Enterprise Agentic AI platform called SimplAI Studio. We believe it's one of the simplest and fastest ways to build and deploy multi-agent systems using AI chains. Your presenters today are me, the bald guy on the right, and our founder and CEO, Sandeep. We'll go through and have an agenda for you. Well, we just did introductions. We'll go through our platform, talk to you about why agentic AI is revolutionizing business processes and applications. We're going to use as a use case today the insurance industry, part of banking, financial services, and insurance. Our use case that we're going to talk about is first notice of loss, FNOL. And we'll go through a deep dive of the use case in a demo fashion, and then we'll take some time to answer any questions. Myself and Sandeep will also have a couple of questions we'd like to segment or seed the conversation. So who are we, right? We're SimplAI, as I said. We started in 2023, a little over 15 months ago. Our founder, Sandeep, was working for a company called 𝗕𝗂𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗵. And between that and his another company he was at prior as Chief Technology Officer, he saw an opportunity to help evolve and grow AI adoption across the enterprise. Because we see that there was a need for generative AI applications to be more scalable and secure. So what we built in SimplAI is the entire platform from application layer, and we're utilizing other products, down to the cloud layer. Okay. What we're finding is that, as we mentioned, that this is one of the fastest Gen AI platforms for concept to launch, and that we're seeing that the main value here is that we can see you can implement applications in a matter of weeks rather than months or years. Okay, utilizing anything from a BYOD, being highly intuitive, no code, low code. But I think the two things that we really wanted to focus on is security and scalability. Sandeep and team saw the opportunity to integrate security throughout the platform through certifications and ensuring the encryption and authentication to make this a enterprise-ready application suite. In addition, scalability. As I mentioned, you can host applications on our cloud, SimplAI's cloud, or you can also self-host on your cloud, whether it's Azure, GCP, AWS, or so forth. As I mentioned, we're seeing value delivery from proof of concept to production in less than a month. And we have a process in place for that, or a methodology, from proof of concept development to showcase and refinement, and then integrating the agentic AI agents all the way through to productizing it and deploying it. Now, we talk about agentic AI, and there are a lot of acronyms and terms used that are fairly technical, like RAG, like LLM. When you're talking to the business user, or when we're speaking to business users, and people want to know, why AI is such a buzzword, what can we do with it, right? And these are some of the simplistic or more business-like factors that we can discuss in why SimplAI. From utilizing conversational artificial intelligence, building AI employees, whether it's for recruiting and interviewing, all the way through to customer service, to content creation, discovery and search, data extraction and summary, to voice AI. All these features, one, are built in and are agents that we have within our platform, and we build applications based upon all these components. So if you think it, we could build it. So today we've built out a number of agentic AI use cases for banking financial services, from retail and commercial banking to wealth management to insurance. What we mentioned, I mentioned at the top of this discussion, is insurance and automated FNOLA process. So I want to talk a little about what the problem is. We'll do talk about what the issues are for this process, and then how our solution helps it, and then we'll show you the solution. Okay, so with first notice of loss, it's an initial step in an insurance claims process where potentially inefficient triage costs can be cost you anywhere from $1 million per 100,000 claims or more or less due to an improper allocation. Your workers may be inefficient in performing the process due to some low complexity claims, and you waste a lot of time. And the process itself, instead of performing the process in a matter of hours, it may take anywhere from 5 to 10 days due to bottlenecks and critical path items. So what we've tried to do there is build out a AI-driven automation process to include intelligent automation, document validation, chatbots, and also work with your team to modify the business process and train them to utilize the process even further. Okay, so what are we seeing with this type of, what are the results out of this type of automation? 90% reduction in FNOL time, processing time. As I mentioned earlier, the problem is you're losing $1 million for 100,000 claims, right? So theoretically, you have a cost avoidance of over $900,000 due to improved processing. 20% faster overall claim settlement. So going from 5 to 10 days and seeing a speed there. If we can work with you, or an integrator can work with you, of even improving those times more so, because you may have some individual type of bottlenecks. The other thing is improved customer satisfaction, net provider scores, improved by at least 45%. Okay, so we're seeing a lot of improvement through this. And yes, it sounds like, oh, everything is hunky-dory, right? And pie in the sky. No, we're seeing this live. We have clients that are utilizing this, and we see it. So why don't we go ahead and show you, do the deep dive of the demo, and then we could come back and take some more questions from the audience.
Before doing, Tony, tell me what all the things that you see on the ground while talking to these CIOs, right? From insurance industry perspective, and there are multiple use cases within the particular domain, right? So why FNOL is the great pain for them, largely, and why not, because digitization been there for more than 20 plus years, and why they need a different reimagining these things? Why this is needed on the ground?
Yeah, thanks, Sandeep. And I mentioned this earlier. When we look at business processes in the insurance industry, yes, FNOL is one of many different business processes. It's just one that we see are both bound by technology and bound by business people, right? And the goal there is automating the chain. So one key component is people make mistakes. So utilizing some automation reduces mistakes. Two, including more automation, not only reduces mistakes, but it also improves processing time.
But tell me, because AI is still right, and this is truth on the ground, 100% not accurate, and still people are just going behind it. Why? And what these CIOs says even on the ground?
I apologize. Can you repeat that, please?
So there is so these people, it's like, these things are already automated at certain level, right? Yeah. This FNOL and all the processes.
You're right. Some things are automated, but I think the point is that there's automation that's built in, and it goes about certain rules. What SimplAI can do is learn from the processing time and continue to enhance, right? So it's it's adaptation to the model and continuing to improve processing. That plus, your system integrator or your team work with reducing bottlenecks in critical path can do two things. So, when you build an application, it goes from point A to point B, and your people will either accept it or they won't. And no matter what you can do, if people don't accept the new business process, you're going to find errors in the system and so forth. So where SimplAI comes in, or a generative AI solution comes in, is offset some of that and tries to mitigate the people aspect of it, plus also the error aspect of it.
Yeah, I think that's great. So there are let's talk a bit more about it, right? I mean, these insurance industries is a massive, and there, we know about them, right? And then specifically a lot of document processing happening on the ground. Along with it, it's a crucial in nature, where the accuracy required at 100% level. Otherwise,
Right.
the insurer or buyer both will be in trouble. Now, the point being, come into play in a AI field. What do you see that, the adoption and the welcoming from these leaders?
A lot of people that I'm talking to are saying that we think that AI is something for the future that we may want to adopt, but they don't. A couple of things. One is they don't know how to get started on it and move forward. Two is that we're saying that it can do all these things, and we don't know whether or not that's the case. So should we make an investment in something based upon a lot of promises that we haven't seen, right? I mean, as we said, errors are important, or avoiding errors are important, excuse me. Reduction in processing time is obviously important. Always try, but fundamentally, it's about, we got to remain competitive in the marketplace. We know that customers can go to, customer B or C when it comes to getting their insurance. So we want to be able to provide products that they find are efficient, and they want to work with us, right? They want to love us, because otherwise they can go somewhere else. They can go to, insurance company B or C. Third is, I'm continually needing to grow my team and educate them on, the state of the market in IT practices and technologies. AI it's not a matter of when, not a matter of if, it's a matter of when at times, okay? 10 years ago, we were having this conversation about cloud, utilizing the cloud versus, our own data environment, data processing environment, excuse me, right? And so we know that AI is there. Now the question is, what tools can we use, and what could we build from it? So FNOL, and there, like we mentioned earlier, there's quite a number of use cases, whether it's risk assessment automation, smart claims adjudication, or claims fraud, trying to mitigate that risk, where there are people, submitting fraudulent claims, to anything from customer engagement and support automation. So those are just a few. And, going forward, we'll have like 20 to 30 different use cases in the insurance industry.
Great. Thank you, Tony. I guess let's time for some action, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. Ravish, to you now.
Hello, everyone. So sorry, but my camera is not working. So I'll turn it off. So let's just see the FNOL tool, how it works in our system. Let me share my screen. Is it visible?
It is now. It's coming up.
It is now. So we have built this advanced tool in the SimplAI platform. So what this tool does, it's automate the FNOL process. It's extract all the information. If somebody has reached out to the insurance companies through telephonic conversation or through any chat offering, and they extract those information and just create an automated mail that they have processed the FNOL. Right. So you can see that there are multiple steps that are involved, including LLM, transcription steps, Python code steps, LVM is the vision model, and all these are interconnected with each other to just provide you the output of this FNOL, and it automates the process. So let me just give you sample data and how we have created this thing. So I'll just show you a conversation first, where there conversation between the support agent and the customer who wants to raise this FNOL. So let's just hear this.
I think we are not able to hear the audio.
You're not able to listen to the audio?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
I guess there might be some issue. Are you able to listen now?
No.
So no worries. So
Share the single tab.
So okay, no worries. So let me just firstly provide you the chat input. So there's this chat that has been going on between the customer and the support representative regarding the new FNO. So I'll just put this into the tool, and let's see that how the FNO process works. So you can see that the user, that Ravisani, is just want to was happened to be into an accident and wants to claim for this, right? So let's just see how it works. So we have to select this chat conversation. We have to provide the chat input here and the support image that we have for this. So like so we have this image for the car accident. So we are just providing this. I have to provide my email ID here and the policy number. So you can see that this tool has been running on 10 different steps, each being running on different nodes. So currently this tool is running only for the chat conversation. So here's the output right now, that we got name, policy number, specific contact details are not mentioned in this. So we didn't get any, what is the location and what's the type. So we have got the mail, I guess. Yeah. So this is the mail that it's been generated for the FNOL process, that they have what's the details that we have provided, the accident that has occurred, on which location, and the image that we have provided, it's under process, and they'll get back to the user once the process has been done, and the claim is currently under processing. So this is the process. Let me just show you the audio transcription one also. Let me know if you can able to hear right now.
I don't think we can hear this, Ravish. Probably there's an issue with sharing of the screen. If you can share the single tab and just play the audio, it might come through.
Yeah, let me try that also. Yeah, let me know if you can hear anything. Was it audible?
No, the screen is not getting shared.
Provide your policy number.
Hello. Here we go.
I'd like.
Is it audible now?
Yes,
Yes.
it is audible.
Yes.
Yeah. So let me start from let's play from the start.
To report an incident and file a. Hello, I'd like to report an incident and file a claim.
Hi there. I'm sorry to hear that. I can help you with that. Let's get started. Can I please have your full name?
Sure, my name is 𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗏.
Thank you, Ravish. Could you please provide your policy number?
It's 123.
Got it. Can you tell me what happened? What was the cause of the incident?
There was an accident. Someone ran a red light and hit my car.
I'm really sorry to hear that, John. I hope you're okay. Where did the incident occur?
It happened at the intersection of Main Street and 5th Avenue, right outside the downtown area.
Thank you for that information. Lastly, can you let me know the current status of the claim? Has there been any damage to your vehicle or any injuries?
Yes, my car is damaged, and I've been checked out at the hospital. Thankfully, nothing serious, but I need to get my car repaired.
I'm glad to hear you're okay. I've noted the details. Your claim will be processed, and you'll receive updates shortly. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
No, that's everything. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome, Ravish. I hope your car gets fixed soon. If you need any further assistance, don't hesitate to reach out. Take care.
So this was the audio between the customer support and the customer. Let's just put this into the tool and let's just check the output. So we have to select this audio conversation here. We have
Hey, Ravish, I think you
yeah,
would want to see the full screen again.
yeah. So is it visible now?
Yep.
So we have to select this audio conversation here. We have to provide the audio file, which we have actually played right now. We have to just remove this chat conversation. And we have already provided the incident image, the email ID, and the policy number. So now let's just run this tool. So the audio will be transcribed, and the data will be extracted through LLM, and the automation process will go on to for this FNOL process, and we will get a mail for this of the FNOL, what's the image status and all. So it's completely recognized name, policy number, the incident, the location that they have provided in the audio, the loss that they have claimed, right? So we have received the mail for this as well. So this is the mail for this.
Can you also now shift the tab for us to see the mail?
Yeah, is it visible now?
Yeah.
So it's the recent mail that we got, that they are reaching for the FNOL process. This is the policy number, the claim it's under process. They have mentioned the image, the location of where the accident happened, and the image validation process has been submitted and it's under process, and they'll reach out to the user. So this is the completely end-to-end process for the FNOL that SimplAI built for automated. So any questions on this from the audience or from the panel?
Thanks, Ravish, for the quick live demo of the F&O process. So to all the people who are watching live, now we are ready to take the questions. All right, if anyone has any questions, you can put it in the chat and we can kind of read them and answer those questions in the webinar directly.
You want to also go ahead and share my screen again? I mean, my sheen is squared. You want to launch it? All right, so going through some of this, Ravish, Sandeep, if you can go through and just touch on what did you find as we were going through and building this, what the pain points were for first notice of loss?
Great. So I think there are multiple touch points, right? In orthodox way of building, or maybe I would say the RP agents, and what is the difference between agentic AI and RP agents? Let me tell you a story, okay? So there is a king. There was a king, and there was a servant with him. He was serving him 24 hours, and there is a prime minister of him. So one day servant was having thought around it, hey, I'm doing everything in my capacity to serve you 24/7, and why are you giving importance to prime minister? King realized that he is having something in his mind. One day he saw from fort that there are number of horses was down there. He asked servant, hey, what has happened? I can see number of horses there. What is going on? Servant said, hey, I don't know, my king. Let me go and check. He came back in an hour and said, there is a seller from Kabul and he's selling the horses. He was telling, how many horses? Servant said, I don't know. I didn't ask. Then he again went and then come back in an hour. He was telling how many? They were telling 500 horses. Then he asked another question. How many horses of different colors and what breed are they? He was telling, I didn't ask. Again he went there. After an hour he came, hey, there are 300 white, 100 black, and 100 brown horses, and they are from these breeds. He was telling, what's the cost of these horses even? Now he was confused around it, and again he went back. This process goes from morning to evening. Now he was telling, hey, why don't you rest? He called prime minister and said, hey, just see that what's happening down there. He came back in 2 hours. His response was, my lord, there are 500 horses. Out of his 300 white, 100 black, 100 brown, and these are the breeds. We have 2,500 horses with us, and the seller is so generous. If we will buy these 500 horses, he will just give 3 more horses in the name of the king, and each horse's price is 500 dirham. And if we'll do that, this will strengthen us our entire army. This was the response of the prime minister. Jokes apart, in entire story is RPA is nothing but the servant who go and run and back, and AI agents who is like humanoid way intelligence, which do in a single way. That's the major difference between RPA and AI agents. Now come back to the story. In terms of F&O also, if you see, right, there are a lot of streamings happening from, let's say, emails, because user just calling them and just writing an email or it with their policies, with their documentations, someone calling them over the helpline or the given lines, even someone chatting them, someone writing the letters to them, and there are different communication medium even. Now come back to that, there is a human who process them. Just look into the different numerous use cases, along with it different policies. It's too much of work, and as you mentioned on the ground, that it's required 5 to 10 days to process these kind of claims, and still there is not 100% accuracy, because largely it's depend on the human level intelligence as well. Now, while you're solving this, and you are solving with the latest one technology, which is we are talking about agentic AI, largely this will go away. Having said that, you can't build just like that. So you need to build through the multi-agentic or AI chaining, which Ravish was mentioning around that, how we would able to build it. Also, let's understand the fact that, none of the direct model can do it because they will hallucinate also. How do you ground them? How do you make them, possible to asking it? And I think Samba can, put some of the parts here, like, how deeply we would able to build it. Largely, also, like, how you just stitch them. If they are not 100% accurate, how make sure that human in the loop that can just have the eyeballing and then pass them, and they will auto learn these systems to improve. So this is what we are able to do that. Along with it, if you see in entire SimplAI platform, it was really, really easy to build with the easy UI UX, and we truly believe in a democratized way. So that's the another part, the cherry on the top of the cake. So, and this is what we are, keep on solving the customer reals problem on the ground. Samba, you would like to? Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
No, go ahead. You can ask Samba a question, and then we have a couple of questions. I know we're running out of time. I just wanted to go ahead and Samba, if you want to contribute, and then we'll go to the next question.
Yeah, we will. I will quickly give a walkthrough of how this particular FNOL tool is built. Can you guys see my screen?
No.
Yeah, so
Okay,
this
here we
is
go.
our advanced tools feature where you can actually build a complex workflow in a seamless, easy manner using a visual builder. You don't need to learn any coding or anything. It just once you understand the process of how this particular use case works, it just break it down into small steps and stitch them together. If you try to do it using one LLM core or anything, it will break very easily because LLMs are not that reliable to handle multi-step processes. So you have to break them down into small steps, very specific steps, and stitch them together to get what we want at the end. So if you see, this is the starting point of any tool. You can actually configure a lot of variables that you need to collect for this particular process. So in the demo that you have seen, we have this audio file as one option. So these are all optional fields at this point. So you can either provide audio file or chat history as a text, our email subject, and our incident image. So here incident image is required. These are optional. Once you have these variables, we are using a conditional node here. Depending on the data source, we are actually routing to different processes here. So audio file will go to a different process where it will be converted to text, and then LLM call will process that text. Similarly, email. So we have this fetch emails node where you provide the email ID and it will fetch that particular email, and then that will be passed on to this LLM call. So if you see, these are actually all of them won't run in every step. Depending on the input variable, it will automatically choose one of these paths. That's the advantage of this conditional node. So once you go to any path, these are all different LLM calls. And then we have a merge condition here. So irrespective of the path chosen, everything will actually come here. And in here, we are actually collecting all the different LLM responses, whatever the response may come, and then passing on to this next model, which actually uses the initial image that we have processed and the chat history, whatever the audio or email or text chat history that comes. It takes both of them and gives the output. So this is where you can actually configure the prompt of this LLM call specifically. This is where the main business logic lies here. Using this, you can also ask it to give the response in a specific format so that we can actually use it for processing in our internal systems later. So once this is done, we are actually using a knowledge-based search. Another LLM call. Actually, TP, I think you are in a better position to explain exactly what these steps are doing. But yeah, roughly, in order to build any use case, this is how easy it is. So you can add any node at any place, and you can actually use existing other tools as well, or agents as well. And you can create multiple parallel branches and collect multiple responses to come up with your final answer. And the final output is configured here.
So the idea is like, to build the top-notch one beat, is it multi-agentic or maybe the chaining that which are complex in nature with series and parallel? That's what Samba mentioning here. Also, you can just same chain or agents you can enable for your voice as well seamlessly. So this is what you can able to do, and those things you can do at scale with security as well, which Tony was mentioning in his earlier conversation. Cool, thanks Samba. I think it's a time for questions, I guess.
All right, so the first question we have is, how will, from Abhishek, thank you very much, Abhishek. How will SimplAI ensure the customer's data privacy when handling sensitive information?
So one thing is like, we are not even storing the passwords here, the encryption at highest level. Second is, let's say if someone is using their data and we are at, operating in enterprises level, we have the guardrails. We, within the SimplAI cloud, we operate in a different namespaces, different VPCs. There is a, RBAC, there is encryption, there is a Cloudflare layer, there is a different data set, and, the bucket will be operating from each customer level. Also, the transparency at that level, you can delete your data, you can edit whatever that you want to do with your data, even if you are operating in a cloud. The second one, from, let's say if you are deploying in your cloud, it means there is no questions that we are taking any data out. The third one is the on-prem, which is the highest security. We operate in that way as well. And on top of it, we are highly compliant. We are SOC 2, ISO, GDPR and HIPAA. So it's easier for, customer to trust us. I hope that answers this question.
And if we didn't, or if you'd like more clarification, just follow up and submit an additional question. All right, from Ishan, can SimplAI integrate with claims management systems? And what is the typical implementation timeline? So
we are integrated largely around 300 plus, ready-made integrations. And if those integrations already available, it's the matter of time of minutes to connect and then start flowing your data. If it is not, we can integrate that as well if it is a custom ones to make it available. Usually it takes less than a week for any large custom integration if it is required, but largely it is available for all the large system integrators even.
Okay. Next one from Mohammed. Can we use open source models from Grok, Google, Llama?
Samba, you want to take it?
Yeah, we do provide all open source and closed source model connectors in the platform. If you are using open source, you have actually an option to host it on our servers or in your own infrastructure. Both options are available, and we ensure the reliability and system uptime.
Okay.
Almost all models are available. Yeah, especially these Grok, Google, and Llama. These are the popular ones.
Any other questions?
Anyone from the team that is coming from different channels, folks?
I want to say one thing while we're waiting for maybe another question. One of the things that we wanted to show today was, in addition to, our agentic AI platform and using this as a use case, as we just mentioned, Sandeep just mentioned, there's 300 plus integrations. We're looking for two things, right? Well, obviously, we'd like to sell a license and subscription to SimplAI, but in addition to that, We are also interested in engaging with people within the industry in either an advisory capacity or work with us identifying some potential opportunities that you see that you'd like to integrate and work with us to build one, define the use case, and then build that integration. We're happy to build that and work with you on that as well. We have another question from Shruti. Can we build flow where agents are placed in some hierarchical order to complete tasks?
Yes, we pretty much can. If you see the workflow that we have built before, you can actually put a orchestrator agent at the front, and then based on the result of that orchestrator, you can actually route it to different types of agents. And yeah, not only that, we can actually use already pre-existing agents that are built outside this workflow in this workflow as well. It's pretty much flexible, and yeah, it's graph-based logic. Basically, you can add any node at any place and route it to any other node. Not only that, you can actually create loops and cycles. So let's say two agents have to interact multiple times in order to come to a conclusion. You can pretty much do that as well.
Okay, another one from Mohammed. How do you evaluate the output for consistency?
We do provide evaluations as a feature. You can actually use already popular existing evaluations like ragas and even guardrails things. And you can pretty much build your custom evaluations where every agent run will be evaluated, and based on the evaluation, it will actually be scored and agent performance ranking will come. And based on that, you can go and optimize. Right now, we are at a level where evaluations will be there, and then you can see the performance of the agent and then optimize from there. But we are also working on self-improvement based on the auto evaluations as well.
There's a follow-up to that question, which was about, evaluating the output for consistency and offensive outputs.
Yes, we we do provide safeguards for all these things. Competitors check relevancy, context relevancy, and groundedness, truthfulness. What else? Profanity check. All these things are by default provided in the platform.
Another question, how can I integrate these agents with my organization system? I guess I'd like to ask a little bit more clarification on what organization system you're asking about. So while we're waiting for clarification there, we'll go to the next question. How does SimplAI ensure compliance with data privacy regulations when handling sensitive policyholder information?
We do have SOC 2 compliant certificate. We follow best security practices that are there in the platform. And not only that, if any company needs to make sure if they want to run the entire platform on their own infrastructure, we pretty much can do that, so that they don't even need to trust anyone. They can actually see that entire system is running in their servers itself.
Okay. One more question. Do we have a specific node which works as a planner?
We will definitely introduce that. These are like pre-built nodes we can add, but you can pretty much add an LLM node and add a prompt which will actually do the planning. So it's just one more step maybe, but we will provide all these options pretty soon. These are like templates that we can add, but you can pretty much do that in the platform right now as well.
Yeah. I think this we have been talking as well. It's in there in the plate. Yeah. Cool.
Any other questions?
Offensive output. I think there is a one more one. Is Mohammed talking about the offensive output? Yeah, I think this been taken. So yeah, I think every output you can block it at certain level through the guardrails even. Yeah. I guess for Tanu's question is like, how I integrate with this agent with my organization system is nothing but, let's say if you are running an ecosystem and they have their own, integrators. Yes, you can integrate via APIs, webhook, via SDKs, through the embed code, or you can, if you have already have the popular ones, like Slack or let's say WhatsApp or any system that you are using as part of your output, and we provide that, you can directly use that as well. So all the mediums which standard in nature, you can do that even. Cool.
Always nice being on a webinar, and then the dog is barking in the background. I apologize for that. So, thank you so much. I think we're at the end. If you have any questions, I'll be following up with all attendees. And if you have any feedback, we'd appreciate it. Any suggestions, if you're willing to participate in advisory, work with us on developing some additional use cases, we'd be happy to talk to you about that. Sandeep, do you want to give one last comment?
Yeah, I think it was great. Thank you, team, put in place. Great work. Thank you, people who had joined and those who didn't get time to join. I think it's there on the channel. Would love to solve the complex problem with you. We will hold you, and happy Agentic, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Thank you.